Hey there, folks, and welcome. It is great to have you here and to have you joining us. So let's quickly meet our players and get us all caught up with all of the fun and excitement that occurred in our last episode. We will start off with Kuma.
Hi, hello, yes, I am Kuma. I play Kato, our brass life cleric dragonborn, and happy to be here. Very excited.
Next up, we have Bird.
Hey folks, I am Bird vs. Plane. I play Baldur the Wanderer, our Loxodon Storm Sorcerer.
Next up, we have Meta.
Hi, I'm Edizoa. I play Queta, our Eldritch Knight fighter. That's about all we have. I guess she had like a belt somewhere, but I'm sure we'll figure out something with that.
Something.
Maybe it'll just appear.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I can do that, I think.
Next up, we have Grant.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Grant, and I play Halron, our Circle of Stars Drow Druid.
Next up, we have Ace.
Hi there. I'm Ace of Sween, and I play the not quite dead Duron.
Yet.
Yet. Not quite dead yet.
You know, all the technicalities. And last but not least, we have Soul's Rolls.
Hey everybody, I'm Soul. I am playing Otrek tonight. I am the Lizard Folk Artificer who is pistol wielding underwater because magic guns work like that.
Hey, it's all good in underwater combat. Speaking of underwater combat, our party when we last... I'm Tall Squall, sorry. Hi, good to see you. I'm Tall Squall. I am your DM for this fiasco, and I would like to welcome all of you to the channel if it's your first time here. We do run it 100% for charity. If you'd like to donate to our chosen charity, which is Satchel's Last Resort, which is a wonderful organization here in Florida that helps out rescued animals and to rehome them as ones that have been deemed unadoptable. It's where I found Lunar, and Lunar found me, and it's a wonderful thing. But on with the show. So, in our last session, the party chased across the Cerulean Sea for several weeks, and arrived at this corrupted reef. A huge atoll sort of nestled into the coastline of the Cerulean Sea, where all manner of just wrongness was going on. Our druid, pretty much was like, yeah, nope, this is bad. But this sort of coral reef that was filled with sort of these bladed spines, some only, inches long, other ones almost 20 feet long, that protruded out of this atoll. Most anything that came in contact with these bladed spines were just eviscerated. It acted almost like a blender with the tides themselves, turning the surface of the ocean in this area into this slurry of just chopped and diced different marine life that had once lived here. It was also sort of the backbone of this reef was these semi-desiccated skeletons of primordial wyverns, the brood of the verdant shadow, left where they had been killed, thrown, died through Shimandala's actions. However, the party was drawn ever forward, deeper into the center of this atoll to go look for this sky shard, which they needed to retrieve in order to get their crewmate and lovable cabin boy of Kato back from Shimandala. They very astutely traveled via cloud movement up over the spines and shards, only taking one hit from one of these spines that do in fact do magical damage. Carefully landing upon the surface of this horrible slurry of water, using some great spells for manipulating water, dove deep through the murk until they emerged sort of below this upper level, down into what seemed to be a crater, a cracked and broken crater where perhaps the shard once had landed, was sort of kept in sort of this sort of socketed, almost like a tooth had been pulled in the center of it, surrounded by glyphs that, when looked upon, blazoned themselves into the minds of our party, incurring psychic damage. But that was not their destination. It seems as though the signal that Duran had been tracking was from where it had laid for thousands and thousands of years, and not this new location, deeper into the reef, somewhere where Shimandala could not retrieve it. They did some cave diving with various results as strange currents pushed them into the walls, slicing them upon the sharpened spikes and corals, with some very smart maneuvering to clean the blood out of the water. We had use of a tidal wave by our good friend Baldir. They continued forward where they were being drawn until, out of nowhere, this shark-like creature ambushed Duran, hitting with a critical hit.
It's fine. I'm fine.
Yeah,
I'm fine.
and began combat. That became very, very harrowing very quickly. Duran being swallowed before all was said and done, but through Misty Step has found himself free once again, and Baldir, using a great usage of telekinesis, holding this shark in place that seemed to be just a reactionary organism of sinew and muscle, but on a great contested roll, has held the shark in place, keeping them restrained as the party has attacked. So let's jump to there and get... Yes, go ahead. You are muted.
Before we fully jump in, can you give us the rundown on where everyone
Yep.
is?
That's what I was going to do. I was going to move to the battle map for the viewers, and then I was going to go through everything and get us some music so we can start getting in the mood.
Dope.
So, where we find ourselves, this large sort of, not spherical chamber, sort of a squished oval in 3-dimension type idea, almost sort of like a UFO shape type idea. Ceilings are close by, walls are further away. This sort of oblong chamber, almost 180, 200 feet across. The main portion of the battle is occurring right in the center of the room, where our good friend Duran had been ambushed. All around them, the walls still are covered with these spikes. It is dark in here. There is a glowing pair of scissors tumbling through the water, thrown by Kato to provide some light to those of our players and player characters that don't have dark vision. But at the center of it all is this corruption sark, currently being held restrained by Baldir's telekinesis. To let everyone know and remind them where they were, Halran, who has turned wild-shaped into a giant barracuda, has swum up with his incredible swimming speed all the way up into melee. Just 15 feet back from that, we have Otrek, who has moved forward as well, and also in that general vicinity, 10 feet away from the shark, is Baldir, who is locked eyes with this corrupted shark, holding them in place with his mind. Way further back, we have Kato and Duran at 75 feet back. Duran having just Dimension Door there, I believe. Not Misty Step. Dimension Door.
Nope, Misty stepped out.
Misty stepped out to get
And
back.
then swam.
And
He's
then swam.
fast.
That's right, you're fast. And then just beyond, just a little bit in front of that is Queta at 65 feet out from the shark. As we reach back up to the top of our initiative order. Any other questions? Currently, the shark is restrained through the end of Baldier's turn, where would have to make a save in order to break free of that. We can do another contest on your turn to see if you want to try to hold them there. Restrained is, I looked it up just so to remind everybody, because I always have to look all these up of which one's which. Restrained is 0 speed, can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Its attack rolls are at disadvantage, your attack rolls are at advantage, and it has disadvantage at dexterity saving throws. But as it locks eyes with Baldir and this contest of wills, we've seen as other creatures have taken it to damage, it sort of shudders down this sort of length of muscle and sinew as though it's trying to fight its way away from Baldir's hold. You see Baldir, the eyes glow this green color, shining almost 180 degrees around the room, because where their eyes are positioned, and where the green light falls from out of the ceiling and the walls. You see these constructs made of shark jaws and teeth and bone emerge. The fallen, the sharks that had fallen to this creature's dominance of this space has called upon their restless bones to come and assist. One drops down right next to the main shark, basically right into the middle of Halron, Sol, and Baldir, and the other two drop back with Meta and Duran. And they're going to make some attacks. Because lair actions. Yay! So, it is the two in the back. They're going to... each one has one bite attack and one claw attack. They're just going to start sort of thrashing. One goes flat up against Queta. First with a bite attack. That is a natural 20 on a 25. To take, that would be 14 points of piercing damage, and you become grappled. It then is going to make a claw attack. On an 8, I'm betting it misses. So as it gets a mouthful of Queta, is sort of unable to wrap its other jaws around. The other one is going to take a bite against Duran, because Duran is bleeding and looking bad. So why wouldn't it? On an 11, it misses.
It's actually a 6 because he has disadvantage thanks to that cloak that I forgot that I had last session.
Oh, cool. So disadvantage, and then a claw against Kato. On another natural 20. Oh.
So what does that end up being with the modifier?
It's a 25.
Oh, that almost doesn't hit.
I know, with your crazy AC, but yeah, no, it's a 25.
Wow, Kato's first blood.
Yep. So it's 2 9s, so it is 18 points of slashing damage as this claw comes sort of swooping around at you there in the back, and then up at the front. Ooh, I got a barracuda. That's interesting. So it's going to take a bite attack against a barracuda, because why not? 24.
Yeah.
Boy, it's making all kinds of rolls. Only 6 piercing. I forget to... Are you large? I believe you are large.
Yes.
So you are grappled. And then it's going to make a claw attack. If it did Halran... Ooh, it has you in its teeth. Tell you what, let's do that escape check right now, because it wants to move. And I'm going to say, as it tries to move, you can have a chance to go ahead and do your escape as a reaction, if you'd like to use your reaction for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so give me a strength check. Grappled is a check, yeah. It's DC 13, unfortunately.
Yeah,
it keeps you in its teeth, so it carries you with it 5 feet away from the shark, back towards Baldir, where it's going to take a claw attack against Baldir. On a 12, I'm thinking that misses. And that is their turn as they go as part of the lair action. And we are up with Queda.
Okay, so these are actual creatures, right? That we can attack, or
Oh yeah, no, they're creatures. Yep, they are there for you to attack. They don't disappear back into the walls or anything.
okay. I guess. Let's see. I have 3 attacks, right? And I've got a Shadow Blade in my hand. I guess that's what we're doing. So let's see here. How do I just roll this thing? So this is what Shadow Blade is. I guess I would just roll a 1d20 plus whatever my
Yep, your spell.
spell. Well, I don't know if it makes it as like a weapon attack, because
It's
Shadow
a
Blade
finesse weapon, Shadow Blade
Yeah.
is, so
Yeah.
you'd use your dex.
Yeah, it's Dex. Sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting that you are that you are actually a fighter, not a caster.
True. All right, so I assume I have to actually roll that manually, because I don't know if there's a
Yeah.
An
It looks like
easy-
you'll have to do a 1d20 plus Dex
sure.
It should be the same bonus as if you have a dex-based
weapon.
weapon.
Right. Shit. That's
On a 9,
1.
it misses.
Uh, 7. That's better.
A 17 does hit.
Okay, so... and then I get the damage bonus as well for finesse weapons.
No, it looks like it deals. No, it is a finesse weapon. So yes, you would get your damage bonus for finesse.
Okay, cool. So that would be 10 psychic damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do it one more time. For 19?
Do you get 3 attacks with this? Yes, because it creates a weapon, so it's still a weapon attack. Perfect. A 19
Yeah.
does hit.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not like a smite or anything like that. Cool.
And that is 8.
Plus another 8.
Yep. And then, do I or do I not?
Kato, you are on deck.
Excuse me. I think that will actually be everything Queta does for now.
Okay. Kato, you are up.
So, as far as I'm aware, there's only Duron Duron and Quedo within a 30-foot radius between me and this shark, correct?
Correct. Yeah, it'd be Kato, Duron, and Queta are the only 3 back there, sort of in your little grouping, because you're 75 feet away from the shark, and the next closest person is 15 feet away from the shark. So they're 60
Exactly.
feet away. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead, and Kato is going to use a mass cure wounds.
Okay.
We're gonna go for a 5th level spell.
Okay.
So we're gonna try to boost this up. Boosto.
Okay.
So that's a 21 healing for for Queta, and for Duran, and Kato will take 5, 6, 7 for himself.
Got it.
And Kato, having not been attacked before, being able to AC out of this is looks terrified, and after healing everyone, is gonna hide behind Duran. His hands are on his shoulders, like peeking over, probably being a little bit of a pest at this point.
Gotcha.
And that is Kato's turn.
Okay. Next up, Halran. You are in the jaws of this sort of construct, this shark jaw construct. It has pulled you out of range. You would now be 10 feet away from the shark, as it has sort of pulled you that direction so it could attack Baldir. What would you like to do?
Well, yeah, so Halron's actually kind of frustrated by that because Baldir's holding that shark so well. So I'm just going to turn and snap at the construct with my large bite attack.
So I
here.
forgot to go in and change your attack because someone told me how to do it and I didn't do it. So what I want you to do is roll me one. It's not 3d12. It is 1d12 times 3, because with as fast as you are, basically what happens, instead of having it a curve, it hits. You have a flat chance levels for it to hit really big or really small. So it's 3 times 1d12 plus whatever the plus was. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, well, yeah. All it says right now is 4d12.
I'm sorry. I said
So
3.
four times,
So
but-
yeah, it's 4 times a single d12 roll because you don't have multi-attack.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, first I'll roll to hit, and then we'll.
Yeah,
But that's okay. Works for me.
24
all right.
does hit on this easily.
So then I'll just roll 1d12, and we can.
Multiply it by 4. I think there's a way to do the formula. I don't know how well familiar you are with Roll20, but
I can roll 1d12 without having. Oh, okay.
Oh my
that
God.
works.
so you do 48 points of damage on this construct, and it as your see that's what I love about the Barracuda. It's one of those things, like, it either glances you because it moves so fast, or if it hits you, it's that just rips you apart. Speaking of, describe it to me as you basically disintegrate this with your jaws.
Well, yeah, Halron turns and he latches onto one of the more central pieces of the whole construct and just starts to shake and tear at it. And once that one is broken up with the nose and teeth, he sort of just separates the construct until it drifts away through the water.
Yeah, these powerful jaws just extend out, and those sort of fang-like teeth just come down almost like a snake bite, and it just shatters the entire construct to bits.
And then I will dash back through the water next to the shark.
Okay. So you move back over to the shark. Cool. It is restrained, which means 0 movement speed, but it does not mean that it does not have attacks. So, what does it want to do? Yeah, no. So you see as it's struggling against the telekinetic hold that it has on Bird, and as you zoom back up to it, I would say also Bird, because you are so close as well. Soul, you've got pretty good perception, but you see, like, all over down its spine, these sort of, they look like little mouths, almost like on the coral reef, kind of open up all down its spine, and it is going to do a corruption burst. You just see this cloud of slime and ichor just bursts out of it. I need all 3 of you all, Halron, Soul, and Baldir, to make me a strength saving throw. So, yeek, all of you fail and take
God.
39 points of poison damage, and you are grappled as this slime sort of fills the water, and it's hardly even liquid anymore. It's like this web of just gelatinized ooze that you now are encapsulated in. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, cool. So that's its turn. That's its action. Next up is Baldir.
Just having, inherited these storm sorcerer powers and everything, I want to ask you, because I'm assuming Baldir would know at some point, what kind of effect or side effects if he uses any of his, lightning magic underwater? Like, does he potentially risk harming friends in, like...
No. No, I mean...
Are we just
it's
kind of going on with this?
It's magic. I mean,
Dope.
yeah.
I just wanted to double check.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not going to go into the physics of, yes, if you're able to shoot a lightning bolt, then it's probably going to electrocute people. Yeah, no, we're not gonna play bring physics into a magical world.
Beautiful. That's what I love
desperate
to hear.
times, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, then I think he is. I mean, you called it pretty perfectly. He is going to shoot a lightning bolt at 4th level at not only the shark but also the construct, because he's going to twin this sucker.
Nice.
And try to snag them both. So.
There's only one up there with you. It's gone unless you're shooting one in front and one behind. You can sort of, because there's 2 behind you with the other group, but Halran destroyed the one that was up with you.
Oh, nice, gotcha. So,
I'm sorry. Yeah,
man,
you were out of the room. Yeah, Halran.
I might as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'll do the old I'll T-pose and send some lightning in both directions here.
Cool.
So yeah, that would be a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, dexterity saving throw.
The spell being DC 16.
So the shark hits a 23. Construct. This is going to be ugly. For the 4.
There we go. Sweet. So yeah, then the shark will take half as much on it. The construct will take the full. So 23 to the construct, and would you round up 12 to the shark?
Yep, 12 to the shark. So quick question. Are you aiming for the construct that is engaged with Kato and Duran, or the one that's engaged with Meta?
Well, sorry to interrupt. Twin spell has to be a spell that targets only one creature.
Oh, is that the case? Then never mind.
Yes,
Screw that.
sorry.
No, it's all good, man. Then I'll have done that towards the shark, and we can just forget the whole second one happening. So just 12 damage to the shark.
Doesn't lightning bolt just... Oh, no, because it's a line.
It is a line.
It's a
You're
line.
Right. I
Yep,
thought
yep.
it was...
Yep,
yep.
no
So
problem.
like you could twin spell hold person or something like that, but
Right.
Yeah.
at person.
But no, we'll just do this so we can keep things moving, and I'm good with this. I'll try to maintain, we can do another contested saving throw to maintain the...
I think you have to
telekinesis.
use your action, though, to hold... Let me check. What's the spell say? Is it that
What it
you...
was... Is it really action? If that's the
Does it
case,
take your
that's-
action to...
Use your action. You're right, so it's gone. We're
Yeah.
good. I'm golden.
Okay, so as this lightning bolt goes across this this shark, I need, again, Baldir and Halran to make me a Constitution saving throw. As you're... Good to know.
Yikes.
I hate this mystery Constitution saving throw stuff.
I hate
I'm
that.
pretty sure that we left out the part where like I exploded with a bunch of bones last session.
Next up is Otrek.
Wow. Down here at the bottom of the initiative order, feeling kind of lonely, feeling kind of low on HP. So, about that. Let's go ahead and...
You're currently grappled, by the way.
Yeah, what's grappling me?
Just means that you can't move.
No, what is grappling me?
The slime, this corrupted slime that came out of all the ports, because you were within range of all of that sort of cloud of murk and slime and ooze that now has basically turned the water to gelatin and is holding you in place.
The big O Sharko, is it still around?
I'm sorry?
The large demon shark.
Yes.
It's how far is it from
He's
you?
15 feet away from you.
I think you might have muted
You
yourself.
muted yourself, I think.
Sorry. I think I want that shark a little bit further away. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to break out of this ooze, I feel like, anytime soon. So here's what we're going to do. Otrek is going to wriggle out one of his taloned claws, which people know he wears jewelry. It's not uncommon. He's going to adjust one of his rings, and then he's going to point his fist out at the corrupted shark.
Okay.
And I'm going to spend all 3 charges of my Ring of the Ram.
Okay. Am I making a save or what?
Okay, that was supposed to give me an attack roll there. That's weird.
So it's +7 attack roll with your...
It makes an attack roll at +7 bonus.
Okay.
So did that do my attack roll? No. Weird. What is going on? There it goes. Oh, you son of a...
Oof.
That's really
And I used my
unfortunate.
inspiration. I feel robbed.
I mean, you do have if you've got inspiration marked, you can use it, like a DM inspiration.
Yeah, I've got
Okay,
one.
I'll let you.
That hurt to watch. Oh, man. Alright, let's get back to it. And... That's going to roll lower now somehow. Take it.
Nice.
25 will hit.
Alright.
6d10. Oh my goodness.
Some of it.
$31. Nice.
Very nice.
I have one question, and it's a question for the DM. My answer, if it were me, would be no, but I'm going to take your word on this. Is it possible for me to use my Artificer class feature, Arcane Jolt, once per turn when you hit a target with a magic weapon attack, or your Steel Defender hits the target, you can choose to...
It made a weapon attack. I absolutely would allow it. I mean, if it was a save or something like a spell, I would say no. But since it literally made a weapon attack, I'll give it to you. So that's 50. What did I do?
No,
50.
that's healing me for all of 2. We'll take it, though.
But no, it did 51 to him, correct?
Looks like.
Yeah.
Big meaty 51. That's awesome.
And it gets moved 15 feet back, no save.
So these 3 fists come hammering out of it, pushing it back 15 feet away from you. So it's now 30 feet away. But you see, now released from this telekinesis, its skin goes this deep red as this fury overtakes it. And it's going to use its corrupted frenzy to basically dash towards you and make a bite attack.
Let's go.
That is a 20.
That is a hit.
Oh my.
That would
Good damage.
makes 40 points. That'd be 40 points of piercing damage. And you are grappled. And I need you to make me a... Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Constitution
Are you
saving throw.
are you alive?
That's a good question.
I mean, it wasn't the natural 20, so it was only 40 points of piercing. Okay, good to know.
Also, I will not be making any sort of like grapple check or anything.
Oh, are you down?
Oh, very much so.
Okay.
I had 11 hit
Yeesh.
points before that hit.
Yeah.
Whoop!
Oh, actually, you were grappled, weren't you? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I failed.
You were grappled.
instantly.
You actually, and as it bites into you, it swallows you.
Oh, good.
Okay. Changes things.
You love to see it. You love to see it.
So, just to give me an idea of where it is now, because I'm very visual, how far is it away from me?
From you, you are 75 feet away. No, it moved 50. You are 60 feet away from it because it moved 15 feet. It got pushed back 15 feet and then came to where Otrek was, which was 15 feet away from it. So you are currently 60 feet away from the shark.
Is it my turn?
It is your turn, but as your turn begins, I need you to roll me 2d12, please.
I don't want to do this at all. Can somebody else?
You don't want me to roll at this junction.
7.
More of these black bladed spikes emerge out of your arms, and you take 7 points of piercing damage as spines very similar to those that you saw upon the reef begin to push their way through your skin.
That's bad. Oh, that's real bad, because that... question.
Yes.
Does that mean my cloak of displacement is just done? Because if that... At the start of my turn is when that recharges.
Oh, yeah, probably.
But I just took damage.
It probably is, because, yeah, it also puts
great.
blood in the water, so...
Awesome. Okay. I'm not having any more of this. I cast Banishment on that thing, and can I use my inspiration to give it disadvantage?
No.
Darn.
That's not how that works.
Hey, I tried. It's a DC 19 charisma save.
Charisma save.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I figured it's not very charismatic.
It's not a real charismatic shark. Let's see. On a 12.
Oh, if it disappears!
You see the shark disappear. God, I need a ruling on that one. Do you go with it? I don't.
Question. I'm like.
I would think
important?
not. That was the whole reason why I banished it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
He's not an object.
I mean,
yet.
he's fully in. I mean, truly, actually, because he's dead, he kind of is.
He's not dead yet.
Yeah, he's
I'm
not dead. Not dead yet.
I feel happy. I feel happy.
Tell you what, I've got high or low, Duron.
Low.
So if low is a success.
Yeah.
Contrary to your best thoughts and best intentions, there is no Otrek floating in the water.
All right. Well, I'll just drop that spell immediately then.
Shark pops back into existence.
Yikes.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to summon one of my little guardian, or whatever they're called. Grasping? Nope. What's it called? Tentacle of the Deeps
Okie dokie.
things. Which appears the little dragon head kind of like right next to me and Kato. And I'll make an attack on the bone thing next to us.
Okay.
Which, hey, that's a 19 plus a lot.
19 will hit.
That's 30.
Yep, absolutely.
Awesome. That's 2d8. which is 11 cold damage.
Does 11 points of damage to it. What cold damage? 11 points of cold damage. Ooh, let me double check. Ooh. It does not seem to be affected. Sorry, buddy. It's right in the sheet.
Okay. Okay.
They seem to be immune to cold damage.
Alrighty. Well, that's all I got.
Sorry, dude. Queta.
Oh yeah. Are the
Oh.
Is the lair action going?
Yeah, no. So they get their attacks. The one right there in front of you is going to make a bite and a claw against Queta on a 7 and an 8. Boy, yeah, these guys aren't real smart guys. Anyway, and then I think we're going to do this. You are Kato is behind you, Duran. Yes.
Yep.
So
Currently.
yeah. 9 on the bite, which is the good news. Natural 20 on the claw.
How much is that?
15 points of slashing damage.
I'm going to use my reaction.
Okay.
Where is it? 1d8. Hey, 7 less damage.
Cool.
As my little dragon head interposes itself.
Sort of gets in the way of this shark jaw. It's holding it at bay as this sort of arm made of teeth and jawbone comes swinging around, and so it does not do nearly the damage that it had intended.
Rough round. That would.
Sorry, dude.
Wait, hold on. Never mind. No, I can't shield that either.
Kato.
This sucks.
Did Queta go?
I'm sorry, Queta. My bad. I didn't put my shark jaws on the list. I need to add them.
Totally cool. I guess we'll go shadow blading again.
Okay.
So that's yikes. Okay, better.
24 definitely hits. I assume this is on the one. This is the one that you're engaged with.
Yeah, and we can just ignore that natural one that happened before that. So that's 12 psychic damage on
Plus
that.
12 more psychic damage.
And then one more for good measure. 21.
21 will hit. As you described to me, as you break this one apart with this next strike of your last strike of your shadow blade.
Sure. Anyone who's looking at her can see that she seems to just be swinging an empty, like a clutched fist. It looks like she's not even striking it with anything, and yet the construct is like writhing on her arm. And as she finally just like, it looks kind of like a sort of stabbing motion with this invisible blade. The shark's jaws go slack, and it kind of just like drifts away from her arm as she's able to push it off.
So does the old Scooby-Doo skeleton breaking apart, just falls as individual pieces of bones down into the muck below you.
Lovely.
Kato, you're up.
Ooh, I'm not quite done yet.
I'm sorry, go for it.
It's all good. Couple of questions. Can Queta, from where she is, tell that Duran is kind of like struggling both with like the uses of magic and his current like overall situation?
I don't know.
I mean, you're 10 feet away. They are behind you.
Okay. Question 2. So, Eldritch Knights have a thing called Weapon Bond, which lets them summon a weapon as a bonus action that they're like bonded to.
You used your bonus action to summon your Shadow Blade. Or does it persist? Does it persist?
Shadow
from the
Blade
first spell?
persists. It's a
Gotcha.
concentration spell.
Cool.
So, with that logic, if I summoned the belt over to my hand, would that be a bonus action as well?
It is not technically a weapon.
Shoot. All right.
I feel threatened by it.
Not all things that threaten you are weapons.
Oh, come
I feel
on.
threatened by a lot of things right now.
The door.
All right. Let's plan B then. I'm gonna action surge and turn around and look at the.
Construct behind you.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
With that, I think I am going to. Yeah, I am going to start with Mind Sliver, which is an intelligence saving throw of 14.
Oof. With that -2 that it has, they're not very smart.
Wonderful. So that is 9 psychic damage.
So yep, 9 more psychic damage.
And then, as a bonus action, because she cast a cantrip, Queta will be able to actually. It's 10 feet away from me or something. right?
Well, I mean, you had your movement. You can move up to it, be melee. Especially with your action surge, because you're not grappled.
True.
But it is 10
I
feet
think
away, unless you move.
It is 10 feet. Okay. So I'm going to start with Queta throwing the Shadow Blade at it.
Okay. I believe the spell does say it dissipates if you throw it.
Yes.
Okay.
But I can resummon it. So
Okay.
I'm not that bothered.
Oh, ho, ho.
On a natural 20, nice.
6.
That hits.
All right. What is the number? So that is. It's 2 times the dice.
The dice, yes. Double the dice.
Not bad. That's 24 psychic damage.
Okay.
And with that, Queta will use her movement to actually swim toward the big shark. So she will like turn around and swim the other way.
Okay. Cool. So I believe you only have, what, 15 feet of movement?
I have 25 on walking speed, so that would be like 12 and a half.
So 12 and a half. Yep. So we'll give you 12 and a half.
Sure.
So you were
So-
65 feet away. So yeah, you are now 52 feet away.
52. Lovely. That is my turn, and a very nice one at that.
Cool. Halran.
Kato.
Kato. Good lord, why am I doing this? Good night. Kato
It
is the problem. Queta Kato.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kato continues to be horrified at the things going on, and for the sake of our time crunch, Kato is going to raise a shaking hand from behind Duran, using him as a kind of sturdy point. And
You're
he's going to
sturdier than
cast.
I am.
He's going to cast his first damaging spell the entire season,
Nice.
and cast a harm.
Ooh, okay.
Give me a con save.
Con save on the corruption. Okay. Ooh, okay. 19.
Damn it, that passes.
Oof. But I think it's still half damage, correct?
That is still half damage. So let me throw this guy up here. So take your half of 57.
So 25 plus 3 is 28 points of damage.
Feels bad, man.
How far away are you? You are
60 feet.
You are 60 feet away. Just in range of its corruption frenzy. So it comes speeding through the water and comes
No!
to Kato.
Wait!
Kato, are you ready to join me? You're just really eager to hang out with me here in the gullet?
So actually, a couple things
Wait.
happen. So Halran, you swam back up
Oh,
to the
no.
shark, correct?
Yes.
I need you to make me a.
Opportunity attack.
Constitution saving throw first. But then
Oh.
you do get to make an do they have flyby? They do not have flyby.
That. It's actually a 19 since I have the
Okay.
Barracuda stance.
Great, good to know. And yeah, as it goes blasting out of your range, you are able to get a attack of opportunity on it.
I am still grappled though, right?
You are grappled.
Then I'll roll twice with the disadvantage.
Grapple doesn't give you disadvantage. That's restrained.
Oh, okay, great. Then I'll
Yeah,
take.
no. Well, actually, were you able to get into its range because you were grappled? Because you didn't break the grapple? Because you were 10 feet away.
At the end of my previous turn, I just went to
Oh, that's right. You did. You dashed to get next to it. So yes, you did get next to it, and yeah, there you would with a 25, you will hit.
Sweet.
So yeah, do your
Let's swap.
1d12 times 4 again.
Kill
Hey.
it. Please kill it.
We'll try. 36
Plus
isn't
36 points of damage as these crushing jaws of this barracuda just snap onto it, but it does slip away and
No.
continue on its way towards our good friend Kato.
Please, this is illegal.
Oh no! Oh no!
bad. That's bad.
I'm rolling on fire tonight. I am sorry.
Yeah.
That is 49 points of piercing damage to Kato as because a 32, yeah, I guess still it hits even above your insane armor class.
I
That's-
am down.
But you were
Wow.
not grappled, so it doesn't get to swallow you on the bite. But
Also, my lit body just hangs off of Duran before slowly starting to sink because this is his fault.
Stellar.
gotta watch out for that frenzy, man. Next up is Halran
Oh God.
as a giant barracuda. You've got enough swim speed. I know you got a 120 swim speed, so
Yeah. Yeah, I'll chase after it. I got one bite, so I might as well follow it up, and especially seeing it attack Kato like that. Let's see what happens.
okay. Roll for that attack. 25 hits.
Nice.
Please
Come
roll high.
on, big number. Oh.
8 times 4 is 32, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it is not quite enough. As you take a huge chunk out of its tail, it is
This thing's gonna kill me.
so incredibly wounded, and does spin around with its frenzy, and spins around to take a bite of you.
Is that a reaction?
It is. It's a legendary.
hasn't-
It's legendary reactions. If it takes damage when it's under 100 hit points and it takes damage, it can retaliate against any time it takes damage within.
Thanks, I hate it.
It's under 100. That's cool.
Because it's a shark, man. It's like
It's under
Lots of
100.
goodness, yeah,
It's
that's fine.
under 100. That's your takeaway. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Grant, you take a 26, I believe, hits the Barracuda's
Yeah.
armor class. Takes 31 points of piercing damage, and you're grappled in its jaws as it is holding on to you.
Yeah, and I transform back into humanoid form.
So you are now Halran. Whatever carries over, please go ahead and take that
Yeah,
off of Halran's
yeah.
total, as
I'm
you
at
are
50.
in this shark's jaws and grappled. And because it is on its turn, is its turn next. Did you have anything else you wanted to do? I don't think that's it. Moves. Yeah, I don't think.
Oh, I
Did you use
can
a
do
bonus
it.
action? You could do something. I don't know.
Oh well.
Cast a spell.
I was gonna say you fell out of form without using. You suddenly are in humanoid form. If you have a bonus action cast,
Yeah, I'll cast a level. Let's see here. I'll do a level 4 healing word on Kato.
okay. Yeah, you are in range because you're right in melee range. So go ahead and roll up that damage. Healing 16 points as Kato comes to life, comes back up. So, as you are in its jaws, it is going to do its bite attack and try to swallow you. On a 31.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You take 24 points of piercing damage and find yourself thrust into darkness, basically pressed up against the inert body of Otrek in this creature's stomach. As it has room for 2. Next up, that's it for its move. Sorry, Halran. I need you to roll me a 1d12. You take 9 points of piercing damage as the black spines begin to grow on you as well.
Ooh. That's not what we like.
Baldir, it is your turn. This thing went flying by you as it went after Kato. You are 50 feet away from Kato.
Yeah, and I'm still grappled, correct?
You are stuck in this muck and mire and such.
I mean, let's just go for the certified boopage of a magic missile and try to eat away.
Certified boopage.
Let's do a magic missile at 4th level here and just see if
Okay.
we can at least make
Nice.
something happen. Let's see. Of course that did not work. I wanted it to. So
That can't be the right calculation.
it's absolutely not.
It would be 4 times that, or no, whatever. 3 plus
So
7
actually, don't you
times
roll?
that.
Don't you roll them separately though?
Depends on how you want to do it.
It just
For ease, so we can get through this, let's just go ahead and multiply it. So it's 7 times that. So it'll be 35 points of force damage. Baldir, how do you want to do this as these magic missiles go swirling through the air?
I target these tiny little fists of water pressure on every possible inch except where I think my buds might be in there so I don't accidentally punch them through the shark skin. So just compress this sucker as much as I possibly can while avoiding the gullet as best as possible so their lifeless bodies don't get punched anymore.
So yeah, as these fists of force come flying off of Baldir, almost these resonating sounds, almost like his pitch pipes, his pan flute, just 7 times. The shark becomes motionless. You see it begin to spin around like it's going to come after him, but after about the 3rd hit, just goes limp and lifeless and rolls over.
Wait, real
its
quick,
back.
can the last 2 of these just like smash it directly at its freaking eyes that it like lit up and like met mine when we like summoned this
absolutely.
thing?
Just dot both of its eyes and they just explode like gelatin as it's just sort of floating there. And so
I'm quite stuck. If someone could save our friends inside of that, please.
Well, we still have those things in front of us, don't we? Or are they gone?
Nope, you still have one construct, which is
That's what I thought.
which is there. He's not doing well. This gets interesting though.
I hate when DMs say
No!
it's interesting.
That is illegal.
It's dead.
We
Right?
won! Come on! Let us pull our sausage out of the belly of this creature.
Well, it's his turn, so I think he makes a death saving throw regardless.
That's the problem.
whatever
That's the
crazy-
problem. Is that because it specifically says that if the shark dies, the swallowed creature is no longer restrained and it can escape by using 20 feet of movement. But you don't have 20 feet of movement because you are unconscious, and just above that it says, while swallowed, any target takes...
He has to get out before he doesn't take the damage. is the
Which
problem.
he can't.
I can pull him out. I'm in there and wait. Not this turn.
But it's
Yeah.
initiative still
Yeah.
until
So,
he gets out of this.
I
Yeah.
will
So he has
revive
to-
his ass.
So-
just get him out.
As you take 66 of acid damage and your body begins to dissolve, you get 1 failed death saving throw. It's not a melee attack, so I'm not going to make it be 2.
He might roll a natural 20 on his death save and pop up and not take anything.
That's true. I will. Yes. If you roll a natural 20, you won't take the damage because you can get yourself out.
What if he rolls a 1?
Then it would be bad.
Oh, Trek.
Can I
oh, Trek.
just
oh,
stop
Trek.
talking? You're gonna curse the dice. I'm doomed now. You've signed my death. Oh god.
Oh, please.
On a 10. It saves, but you're still unconscious. So you are 1 and 1 as you are unconscious inside there. We still do have this other construct out there. Duron, it is right there beside you.
Yeah. I am going to. Do I take that stupid damage at the top of my turn again?
Actually, yes. And you actually take 3d12 now.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes, it was 1d12 last session. It was 2d12 at this
my
next turn. It is
God.
now 3d12. So please do roll me 3d12.
Yeah. That's 16 points of damage. I rolled it in person.
Okay. Please subtract that as
Yep.
more of these spikes begin spreading and blackening your arms.
Okay. We're going to swim 5 feet away from this thing that's in melee range with me.
You know it's going to get attack of
Yeah,
opportunity.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
It's going to make its attack of opportunity. On a 21?
You've got to be fucking shitting me. Even if I shield, that is exactly my AC. Oh, God.
Sorry, buddy. You take 12 points of slashing damage.
Reduced to reduced to 4 because
Okay.
of my thing.
Okay.
And now I'm gonna shoot 3 Eldritch Blasts at it, and I'm
Eldritch
trying to
Blast.
basically, it's I guess either up or down, whichever way it's gonna blast it into the spikes of the wall.
Okay. Yeah,
and,
no, it'd be shooting up because this one came out of the ceiling.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a 18 plus 11.
Yep, that
That's
hits.
29. That's that'll be a 19 and another 29.
Yep, there you hit.
So, let's. Where's my d10s? Is that this one? 5. That's 9 points of force damage. Surely it's not immune to that.
Nope,
6
it is
points
not.
of force damage.
9 points
and
of
then
force
5
damage. 6
points of
and with the
9,
last
6,
hit,
and 5. Yeah.
with the last hit, you see it basically again because I know you're pushed back. Basically, all of these bones get pulverized up into the ceiling, and as you see them get close to the ceiling, you see those sort of pseudopods that you had witnessed outside sort of grab onto them and begin to pull them up into the ceiling and feast on whatever marrow the cracked open bones are now in there. With that, combat, we will say, has come to an end. Other than the fact that you do have folks in
Ouch.
trouble. So yeah, next up is again, what do people want to do? I am going to go ahead and actually we're going to stay in initiative order. We've got another thing to deal with here. So Queta, there are no apparent enemies around you.
Okay. And then the shark's, what I can see is the shark's carcass now is
Correct. You have not seen either Halran or Otrek emerge from its jaws.
okay. There's not really much Queta can do other than swim forward. In case anything else comes out, she will use her bonus action to recall her Shadow Blade.
Okay.
So she will dash, so she gets the full 25 feet.
Okay.
which should bring me up to.
So you're at basically 27 feet away from the
Yeah.
from the. No, you're not, because it came to Kato. It's actually passed by you. It's behind you. So you, with your 25 feet, you would be able to get to it.
Oh shoot! Wait.
Yeah.
How far away is it from me?
They were. It is 8. It's only 8 feet away from you. Because you were 52 feet forward. And Kato was at 60 feet away from the original position. So you were only 8 feet away. As it did its frenzy, to get to Kato. So it's now in its new position.
Oh, so I didn't need to dash at all to get to.
No, you didn't. You could have just used your movement. So we'll say you still have your action.
Okay. Can I change that up entirely then?
Sure.
Because in that case, yeah, Queta's got her knives and stuff on her. Queta is going to cast True Strike on herself,
Okay.
and then use her bonus action to attack with her dagger with the intention of cutting the shark open.
Cutting the belly open.
Yes.
Okay. Roll me an attack with advantage as you did True Strike. So just not 2 natural ones.
What are the chances?
Why
of
would you
that?
speak that into existence?
Because I'm the DM, and there's a part of me that would love to see it. No, you
One
are.
shy of a natural 20.
Yep, you are able to slice its belly open and see the unmoving body of Otrek and actually both. They're both unconscious.
No, I'm still up.
That's right. You're still up. You were just swallowed. So you see the aware but cramped body of Halrand and the unconscious body of Otrek.
Let's get you two out of there, she says, and I don't know. She'll try and help them out. I guess she'll extend a hand out. She can't really.
You've pretty much used movement, action, bonus action. So I'll say you get it open. I don't think you can quite pull them out yet.
Yeah, that's more an RP thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
but
cool.
Kato, you are up.
Kato is now up, and after. Actually, I don't really think Kato's had time to kind of process what just happened. He's just going to see the open belly and see the unconscious, almost dead Otrek and swim over because they did come over to me.
Oh, yeah, they're right there.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to lay hands on Otrek and Cure Wounds, level 4.
Nice. Roll up that healing. Woo! Big heals.
24.
As you
Otrek is back.
come to consciousness. Kato, with your perception and also being a doctor and aware of such things, slicing open the belly of a shark there's a blood cloud that is sort of surrounding the area as you do this.
I believe that we should leave immediately. There is a lot of blood in the water from ourselves as well as this beast. So if we could all just very quickly gather around me, I will attempt to get us out of here in a quick fashion.
Am I good to rejoin folks, or am I still kind of surrounded by yuckiness?
You are actually, you're still in this sort of slime miasma.
Can I shape water or do something to try to get this gunk? Away from
Let me
this
just check.
Nickelodeon's
You know what?
gag
Let me
away
see what.
from me?
Let me read exactly. Until the end of its next turn. So it would have released. It would have sort of dissipated in the water.
Okay, cool.
So yes, you are no longer in the slime. Sorry, I should have read my own fine print.
No, you're good, man.
But however, Halran, as you are crawling out of the shark, I need you to roll me 2d12. As more of these spines erupt across sort of your back. As you take 15 points of piercing damage as these spines start growing through your drow skin, sort of up out of the shoulder. You're seeing these spines, and sort of like with as much damage as it is, like comes out of your shoulder, like pierces in. One of them pierces into your neck.
Is this a
I
curse?
will cast heal on myself.
Okay. Damn. So, oh, that's right. It's auto 70, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always that.
Yeah.
Because I was at 2, so
Yeah.
yeah, much better.
Yep. The shark is dead. Baldir, you can sort of join the party if you'd like.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Otrek, you are coming awake.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of being amongst the living. It's definitely a hype place to be. That was not fun.
Well said. Yeah.
So who has spikes growing out of them?
Duran and Halran. And I need Duran to roll me 4d12, please.
You don't want to know what the damage is that I just rolled. A lot.
Are you down?
That was 40 points of damage,
Yo!
and I am
Yikes.
out.
As you all are there, you sort of see from pretty much all over Duran these spikes erupt out of them. Halran, you are reminded of that seagull that you saw that got pierced up in the sky that basically exploded with him. His body is still intact, but it is quickly being taken over by these spikes.
Are we still in initiative, or are we kind of in free?
We are in loose initiative, but it's every 6 seconds there is more damage. So I'm keeping it an initiative to keep us honest. Is possibly a time for fast thinking.
I do my best fast thinking when I know what's going on. I trust Kato to triage, and Otrek is going to go over to our fallen friend Duran, and I'm gonna try and figure this out. This looks like some sort of, rapidly growing cursed verdant shadow bullshit that
Yep.
I may have some experience with. Can I throw anything to figure this out?
So I'll give you an option. I'll give you some options. One of them would
I like
be
options.
survival, as you lived within the the Dracovarian jungle. If you want to do survival, I would let you do survival with advantage. If you wanted to do medicine, medicine is going to be a flat roll, and or pitch me something and tell me why it would make sense in this case. But very much, I would say, Otrek, just because I love doing flavors with you, as you approach Duran, it has the flavor of the Dracovarian verdant shadow of evolutionary magic, of, heck, the things that created you.
Well, if it's evolutionary magic, I am an arcanist of fine skill, and I spent time with the Stone Chalice, including with one of the most renowned biological scientists that the recent
That is true.
500 years has kicked up. I want to look at the magical drive of this, see if I can identify any spells, recall anything that may have triggered something like this in the past.
Okay.
Like I said, I trust Kato to take care of the triaging. That's not my bag.
Yeah.
I want to find out what exactly is going on.
Okay,
If I
so make me that roll.
can. Arcana.
Yeah, you convinced me.
That's not the right one, but sure.
With a 28, it is 28's high enough. It is a cursed disease. It isn't just a curse. It's not just disease. It literally, it
Is
again, the flavor of it is of some of the most vile things that you had heard tell of or witnessed or found the sort of desiccated, corrupted remains of washed upon the shores of the Dracovarian jungle from the verdant shadow.
All right.
Experimentation.
So I will turn to the rest of the party as I look at Duran turning into a porcupine of death and say, this is a curse and a contagion. It is death made living in him.
Love it.
If it is a curse, then I can probably assist.
I'll
Just kind of over everyone's like shoulders. Otrek's gonna make eye contact with Kato and be like, "No, maybe this is it for him. That this is the dark, deep, bad shit. Like that's the view you get. It's just like, maybe this is it for Duran."
Kato, what would you like to do?
Kato is going to acknowledge the look that Otrek gave him, but he's going to remember the dreaming. He's going to remember Duran taking some of these hits for him, and he's going to remember all of the times that they've worked together, and he's going to swim forward and cast Greater Restoration. And that will, after I poke it, give it will end one of the following effects: one curse, including the target's attunement to an accursed magic item.
Yep.
But since it's not a magic item, by curse.
Yep. You see the spikes don't go away, but I mean, even as you approached, were spreading so quickly, unlike any disease you had ever experienced. You feel as though you have broken the curse. Do me a medicine check.
Okay.
I'll even give you advantage if you'd like it. 26 is enough.
Okay, cool. Because I
26
couldn't
is
see
enough.
my cat was in the way.
It still has the telltale designs of someone suffering from a disease. It's like you've halted it, but you have not cured what's going. But it seems to be slowed. You are holding it at bay.
Okay.
Or it's not progressing at every 6 seconds anymore.
Okay. Am I allowed to take another turn?
Let's just check in to see if other folks want to do something, because we do have some other casters who have some healing magic. Specifically, and Halran is coming up. As Halran does still have these, so at the beginning of your turn, I do need Halran to go ahead and roll me those 3 d12 for another 9 points of piercing as these continue to ravage across you. You had sort of pulled your body back together with your healing magic, but this contagion, as Otrek described it, death made living, is still running its course at full speed through your body.
Do I think that dispel magic would be helpful?
Do me an Arcana check, or actually, you can do me a Nature check because you are
Thank you. Yeah.
you are a druid. On an 8, you don't know. You don't know. Here's the thing. You know this is nothing of actual true nature. It is that you now feel that same wrongness that you felt about the whole reef. You are very aware of your internal workings, being able to wild shape and such. You can feel it inside of you. It's like centipedes crawling through your veins.
Then I'm definitely gonna channel the primal magic of the sea to try to dispel the effect. So, as written, well, it's not a. So I choose myself. Or... Do you want me to roll? If it's not a spell, it's technically not going to work at all.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to dig deep to look it up, but I'm pretty sure that a dispel magic won't necessarily break this. Would break this. I'm saying the dispel magic wouldn't.
Yeah.
Because especially with its dual nature, and I think the bigger thing is with your your knowledge of nature and the way that your magic works. Dispelling magic is more of the arcane school that you're able to do, but it's not some of those restorative magics that are come more naturally to you.
Right.
I mean, you certainly can out heal it, as you've done already, but it's nasty.
Yeah, I only have so many healing spells too.
Yeah.
Well, I will float over towards Kato then and see if I can get some help with that.
Other folks who want to chime in, Baldir.
Can I take a look at the host body of the corruption shark and see if there's like something on it or within it or anything that might still have some connection to this?
Do me a investigation check. On a 15, tell you what, I'm gonna double this up with a medicine check as you are rooting around inside this corpse.
See how that goes. I very carefully and gently, because I know this is. I'm not getting too deep into anything.
Yeah.
Just kind of seeing what's going on here. Not going,
what you notice, and but unfortunately, with you rolled high enough on your medicine check to not mess with it. Is basically down its inside as you sort of its gut is opened up. You can see on the inside of its rib cage, sort of almost. Like a network, a manifold of this organic sort of glands that attach to where those mouths open and spit out all that goo. I mean, you kind of see this, some weird organ that's inside this shark that does not look like it belongs in here. It is this sort of bloated black pustule organ that runs the whole 15-foot length of the shark and connects out to where these mouths were on the outside of its body. But with an 11, you knew better than maybe sticking a knife into it.
Yeah, I'll point it out just for the sake of everyone knowing, but yeah.
We will swing back. So, before we swing back to Kato, because Duran is not up, I need you to roll me a death saving throw.
13.
It's a pass. Anyone else, or back around to Kato?
So, one thing, I guess Queta would have heard Baldir telling them a little bit about that mystery organ inside of the shark. Her main concern right now is actually looking over Duran's body. Is there any way to safely remove any of the spikes that are on his body?
I mean, look like they are growing from inside his body and penetrating outward. It's not like they're not barnacles. They are literally growing from within and have become of such size that they now are poking out through the skin. You don't know where the roots of those spines lie. To just go yanking on them, I mean, you could certainly try.
Before I do anything like that, I guess Queta is gonna kind of examine at a distance, I guess, the spikes on specifically Duran's body now that the curse has been dispelled by Kato through Greater Restoration, and see if there's anything like, I guess the word is malicious about handling them, touching them, or anything like that now.
They're sharp. They're awful. I mean, this would be roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Try me.
There are things in nature that are just like send off the signal of do not touch. Yeah, that would be these.
Okay. Queta is going to cast Unseen Servant and give it the directive to keep an eye on Duron's condition.
Okay. Kato, we're back to you.
Perfect. Haran has these as well, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
And it is progressing, but through his heal spell, it's not nearly as dire as Duron's case has become.
Kato will kind of apologetically look to Duron, even though he's unconscious, and I'm sorry, friend. Is there anyone who would be able to assist Duron while I negate, or at least slow, this curse with Haran? And with that, he's going to turn to Haran. Throughout my travels and throughout my studies, for I am a practitioner of medicine, I have not seen anything quite like this, and while I can slow this, this is not an immediate fix. So we will have to deal with this later, but for now, I'm going to stabilize you, if that is all right.
Please.
And he will cast Greater Restoration.
Thank you.
So yes, the curse has stopped again. It seems to be holding things at bay or slowed them to a point that it is not an immediate concern. After Kato is Halron's turn. Duron is floating there still. Unconscious.
Well, yes.
If you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, the least I can do. I'll give here. Ace you get. Yeah.
Duron, you come to. Your body is stiff and your scales have been basically, the sort of the equivalent of someone pulling fingernails off. These spikes have basically ripped off your scales in the places where they've penetrated through from the underside. You have 1 point of exhaustion from the pain of contracting reef spine disease.
Lovely.
But you are awake. You are no longer unconscious. I should say from going unconscious from reef spine disease. Not just contracting it.
Okay. So what's the plan?
Actually, as we see the party awake and in better circumstances for the moment, we're going to go ahead and take our break. And we will be right back with the rest of our finale after a harrowing encounter with just one of the denizens of the Vile Reef. We will be back shortly, folks. See you soon. And we are back, folks. We are joining our cast. We'll get them on the big screen since we're not on the battle map anymore, or the heads-up map. Battered, the corpse of this shark sort of leaking blood around you, sort of as it dissolves out into this sort of open oval space that you had nearly lost 3 of your party members to. You sort of look around the strange cursed disease that was having these spines grow on Duran and Haran now slowed, not cured, but slowed. But certainly, I think most of the party is bloodied, literally and figuratively, and and meta-wise. But what would you all like to do as you are floating here beneath in this cave? Darkness still around you, these sort of strange, tumbling, glowing scissors sort of floating through the air, making weird shadows of light. You do see, as this cloud of blood sort of slowly expands from out of up the spikes and from out of the ceiling and the floor, sort of towards that nutrient in the water, some of these pseudopods beginning to sort of crawl up these spines and start reaching out into the water towards this corpse.
I'm gonna put a stop to that. I'm gonna use my last spell slot to cast Control Water, and I'm gonna want to pull all of the bloody water into a single point, and then I'm going to Shape Water Freeze it.
You sort of have this sphere of blood, sort of again floating like this weird red crystal ball in front of Duran. With the amount of blood it was, it's probably probably kickball sized.
What does he mean by like a memento?
Otrek will reach out and gently lay a taloned claw on Duran, kind of get his attention, draw his gaze across Duran's body. You already have many mementos. Let's leave this here. But first, I have something that I would like to try. And he reaches into his haversack, gets out a small ungent jar, unscrews it, and within it is a deep sapphire blue, kinda slimy, kinda gritty paste.
What is that?
With respect to Ron, there is an association between you and I which we have not spoken of much. You serve one primordial and I come from another, but the land that I grew on straddled those two worlds. I am a lizard of the ocean. There is a certain weed that grows in the ocean near the verdant swamps that I grew in that is also awash with what I believe to be power from your particular patron. And this seaweed, rare as it is, I have distilled down and made, using some help from Cato, a healing salve. I believe this may serve to heal you from the remnants of this disease.
Tall.
Yes.
Do I have any sense of how close we are?
It is still pulling you deeper. I mean, you never got even, until you were literally on top of the other place, you never got a real sense of distance. It is basically across from the place where you came in, not quite straight across, maybe off by about 15 or 20 degrees. There is another passageway that leads deeper down and sort of, again, that same direction, heading kind of inland.
But I have no idea if it's like 100 feet, 1,000 feet, 2 miles.
Nope.
Okay. Well, I won't say no.
All right. Then I will go ahead and slather the most, like, I guess, abraded or scabrous portions of Duran. And
There's actual still spikes.
we're not touching those. No,
Yeah.
no.
I do see that it can be swallowed or applied. This might be one of those things where swallowed.
We're gonna do both. We're gonna
Okay.
get the open wounds or the most raw spots,
Yeah.
and then the rest of the jar, it's gonna be like, go ahead and like lick that clean, bro.
Yeah. No, the wherever there's not really abrasions as much as there's these penetrations from within. So, I mean, you would get sort of around the spikes, but I mean, it's not as though it's it's one of those things where if it's broken through the skin, it is now a full-grown
Okay.
8 to 6 inch to out of his back. There's like probably one that's about 18 inches long, just spike, one of these bladed spikes that were like up on the reef.
Yeah, I've already been stabbed by one of those, so I'm cool without that again. So yeah, we're gonna like around some of the wounds and then just be like looking at the jar, like, you gotta eat it, man.
Duron will kind of like wave his hand over the jar. No idea what that stuff tastes like, but we'll just make it taste like honey with prestidigitations.
Sure.
Oh, magic is the best.
And
So yeah, 2d8 plus 2
Let's go.
oh, what is that?
hit points.
I heal from this? Fuck yes.
You do? I gave you the hookup, man.
Oh God, why? I rolled near damn max damage on 4d12. I got 6 hit points off 2d8.
So,
All right.
to listen to what the dice are saying, I will say that some of these smaller spikes basically kind of dissolve or break off, but some of the larger spikes, basically that 40 hit points that you had lost, while you are no longer diseased, they are still sort of protruding from your scales and are still quite uncomfortable.
I don't think my cloak works anymore.
Technically, since you're not taking damage any round, it would. By raw, but it's going to look really funny and you might put a hole in it. Ooh, that's a... Yeah, that could be interesting.
It's a magic item, it doesn't take damage. I hope.
All right, but we do know that.
So that cloak, are you putting that cloak on over those spines?
I always imagined this cloak is more like a collection of shadows than a material object, so sure. Why not? Oh, I haven't forgotten my shields, by the way. They just haven't been useful yet.
So, as you put it on... Ooh, actually, I guess since it's cured, never mind. There is no damage to the cloak because it is no longer a cursed disease.
All right.
Huh, merciful.
So we do know that this works. Kato. All of our experimentation, it has come to this. Who knew?
Excellent.
Howron?
Yes.
I shake another jar. Okay.
I put out a hand, but then look at Duran questioningly.
Tastes like honey.
Evil.
And I start in on it.
In case there was any question whether Duran was of evil alignment, we now know.
I am not evil. I am neutral.
All right, so that gets us a little bit of healing. That's 2d8
Thank
plus
you.
2.
Yes, yeah.
Clears all poison, clears all disease. The only thing that needed to be broken was the curse. That's why Otrek was like, well, you're done, son. I got nothing for curses.
So yeah, you take 12 hit points of healing, and you were never quite bad off as Duran, but you still have some of these spikes sort of protruding. That one that sort of came out of your shoulder and penetrated up to your neck it's an interesting flashback for you as you heard stories of your people and their journey through the Vale of Thorns, of how many of them had become entangled by this veil filled with thorns and held in stasis as the thorns pinned them into horrific positions, having to watch each other die in the Shadowfell or become more and more maligned by the Shadowfell. That spike penetrating out of your shoulder and into your neck almost becomes a ancestral memory to you as you feel it.
I'll shiver despite decades long comfort with cold water, and just probably scratch at the thorn tattoo over my right eyebrow.
Yeah. So, what's next?
Before we forget, Queta commands her unseen servant to grab the scissors that are glowing with light.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop a potion or two real quick to work.
I was gonna ask, can anyone make one of those quick rests happen?
You
that
need to rest.
was
your
Biriana who could do the 10-minute short rest.
Somebody else has that ability, though.
Oh yeah, they do.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they do.
Does it shorten
right.
the rest, or is it catnap, or is it that you
It's
get
catnap.
extra? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I took that spell. It's
Nice, look
too
at
good.
you.
It's too good. It's too good, man. Plus, I knew that we had Duran here, so I wanted to give some boost
You
here.
need it for
I'm like completely out of spell slots, so
You're
yeah.
out of warlocking.
When you have a warlock, you take catnap. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So what will catnap do?
you can do a short rest, but it's 10 minutes, but you do get all the benefits of a short rest, so you can roll hit die to regain your hit points.
It's 3 people, I think.
up to 3, and they're unconscious the entire time too.
Yeah. So you
Can
basi-
I volunteer myself to be a part of that?
All right, raise your hand if you want a cat nap. No?
I mean,
Not
I
alright?
would take it just for the heels, but I'm
I was
fine
gonna
without
say-
it.
Nudging the elephant in the room.
I would love a brief nap, yes.
All right. Boop, boop, boop.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, in Otrek's case, this is not some magical thing. This is artifice. He whips out a leather headband and like some not a blindfold, but like a sleeping mask and some ear protectors, and just gets you all cozy. And the entire assemblage kind of gently hums and gives you that nice white noise. It's kind of warm and comforting. And it just sends you into that real nice, deep, restful sleep.
So, I need, as
Oh,
these
God, why?
3 players become unconscious and rest, I need Halran, Otrek, and Queta to make me a perception check. At
Should
Should
disadvantage.
we not roll these hit dice yet?
Yeah, you probably should wait.
Oh,
What I thought.
Noted.
That was perception at disadvantage?
Yes, with disadvantage, as it is dark and you are underwater, and Other than,
Dark vision.
I'd say Otrek is in his aquatic environment, so Otrek, you do not have disadvantage, but Queta and Halran would.
Even with dark vision?
Even with, I'll let
And we
you
do
roll
still have-
dark vision. I'll let you roll flat.
Sweet.
I will be
27.
I will be merciful after
Much
such a hard
appreciated.
combat.
Christ.
We do still have the light scissors too. I don't
That's
know
true.
if that makes a difference.
What
Yeah.
are the? I'll ask you that later.
It's the
Noticing
scissors that Kato cast light on. Her surgical scissors. His
Oh.
surgical scissors.
Got it.
Scissors. Sorry, surgical scissors. I can say that.
Having noticed that Otrek still looks a little beat up too, can I do a cure wounds?
Otrek will just hold up a hand when, like, you start incanting, and he'll just reach into his bag and grab a potion. I got plenty.
So I've got a bazillion rolls here. So Halran is flat roll.
27 perception, yep.
Yep.
27, 18, and
Yeah.
13.
And 13. So Halran, even though the blood has been cleaned up out of this space, the turbulence in the water, can sometimes signal other creatures. And as you look back towards where you entered, you can start to see this undulating right at the edge of the light, these sort of long eel-like shapes just sort of sitting there, kind of just waiting just outside the range of this sphere of light cast by these scissors. Wait a second, Kato's unconscious. Light's not concentration. Never mind.
Without moving so quickly as to make it obvious that I've now noticed the tentacles, I'll
Yeah, go ahead.
the shapes, yeah, whatever the case may be. I'll sort of float past Otrek and Kada and mention, it's not just us.
And
At least try to put myself between the floating, unconscious members of the party and the gathering shadows.
for the time being, they seem to just be watching and waiting.
Can they all see us?
You don't know.
She's asking.
Oh!
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were
There was
asking.
something I wanted to do. Never mind. It's too late. Sorry.
Yeah, you're asleep.
I assume these are not natural, correct? Halron would probably be able to at least make a
Yeah, they roll me a nature check.
fair.
On a 10, they have more of a eel-like shape than a tentacle-like shape. These seem as much more some of maybe those things that you saw sort of swimming through the murk. But having been spotted and that you have eyes on them, they don't seem to be advancing. And might be more of the ambush predator that once spotted, they are opportunity ones. So I would say go ahead and roll your hit die.
Thank God.
As
I
many
would like to.
I was just going to say, many a creature who are opportunistic will wait once spotted.
And knowing that, Halron is ready to cast Tidal Wave to try to, if they decide that they have their moment, he'll do it.
Yeah. I still have a little bit of time left on Shadow Blade, although I guess since we've been talking so much, it's probably out.
Yeah.
So, never mind. But Queta would have at least her daggers ready.
Right. I will also, after I take the potion, if I have a minute, I will go around and use an artificer ability that I have called Magical Tinkering. And I'm going to use it on 3 of my friends. And I will fasten to each of them a glowing, like clockwork bead of phosphorescence. It's very faint, but it does provide 5 feet of light around them.
Okay.
And it'll make them a little bit easier to find in the dark if something terrible happens.
Got it.
Oh, thank God.
5 minutes. 8 minutes. You notice the swarm growing larger there in the tunnel. 10 minutes. And
Let's fucking go.
your party members awake. Your flight masks, your comfort pack that was in the back of the seat pocket finishes its cycle, and you do have the benefits of a short rest. But as you come to, you see your party members uneasy in their watch over you.
I don't suppose we're met with great news after our slumber. Perhaps everything is fine. We found the shard and it's time to go.
We
I
haven't found it yet.
will tell you that there is good news. If you are hungry for eel.
I am a fan of unagi.
There is
No,
plenty
thank
to
you.
have.
No.
I would suggest that we make preparations.
Baldir,
and
do you not like
find
fish?
Just no sells that comment. Like,
I would prefer not, Otrek.
Let us then make haste and avoid, and he gestures expansively to the various swarming wriggly bits that are in the periphery.
Oh,
Yes, we should move quickly.
That way. Somebody else can lead.
I think I'm the one with the best swim speed other than you, am I? Unless we want the druid to go fish mode or something.
Queta also probably has the highest hit points right now with stuff. So,
That's a
and
good
she
selling
has
point.
the unseen servant with light. So
But you've also only got 15 feet of movement.
this is
Baldur's got 30 with his gloves of swimming, so like he's not the worst. I mean,
It's you and me at 30, man.
all right.
I can do Barracuda and go ahead too if we'd like, or stay at the back and be ready to tidal wave the eels.
I would say, well, Otrick will say, Baldir, will you come to the front with me? Howron take the rear, and Queda, you seem to be in the best position to hold the middle with Duron and friend Kato.
I am very unhelpful. Queta, please help me.
So
While all of this is going on, Duron's just gonna pull something out of a little satchel and kind of like water toss it over towards Otrek.
Sort of slow motion.
what do I
Drink
got?
that right now.
Surely the medicine wasn't that terrible. and he drinks it.
All right, cool. Well, I'm not gonna do this in person, but I will roll 8d4.
Lord have mercy, what is that?
It's a potion of superior healing.
Good lords, thank you,
I
bro.
was gonna toss some extras your way, just looking at that HP counter. So
Yeah, but you guys don't see that. You got an idea of
So,
it.
that's
Let's go.
25.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
Let's go.
Queta would hear Otrek's suggestion for holding the middle, and she would say, "That seems like a good idea." She's looking over herself and realizing that she's actually made out of that battle, that very terrifying battle, a lot better than a lot of her teammates.
Yeah, you did great.
As far as the cloud of eels is concerned, thinking about the possibility of other creatures trying to pester them, Queta is gonna, as an action, prepare darkness in case any of them try and clump around them, waiting for any sort of opportunity to
Okay.
strike.
Okay. So, are you moving together a group? Or are you having a scouting go? Are you doing the back and forth of a scouting party going ahead? Or are you going to have the whole group stay together, moving at the 15 feet, which is your slowest person?
What I would like to do is get about 15 feet ahead
Okay.
with Baldir, because we've got the move that we can get. Yeah, if we need to go ahead a little bit and engage while everyone catches up, we can do that. If not, we can fall back. But at the base of it, Otrek is not a tactician. This is a little bit of meta. So if you want to dial me back on that,
That's fine. No, I mean, my real question is whether are you slinking forward or are you spreading out and moving as a unit?
we're moving as a unit, in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, because above table, I'm pretty sure part of the reason that fight started the way it did is because we were so far split apart from each other. So
I don't know
staying
what you're
together
talking
is
about.
gonna be good.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't want, and Otrek doesn't want our like beast mode dwarven badass to be 70 feet away next time. I want that next to me. I want that in front of me.
Yeah. So,
Just real quick before we move ahead, just minor thing. Friend Otrek, thank you for the rest. And Baldir's gonna give you 2 of his potions of greater healing,
All right.
just for you to use whenever you need to, because now he's in a much better place than he was. So
Awesome. Thank you. Very much
Okay.
appreciated.
So, you sort of spread out around, sort of at the center is this unseen servant, having observed that these eels seem to, them being able to see that you can see them, has helped keep them at bay. Halran in the back, basically just clocking and keeping eyes on them, almost as a predator himself. Kuma keeping himself protected in the middle, and Baldir and Otrek towards the front. Duran sort of guiding the way through. Actually, you can do psychically. So,
Oh yeah, I'm not speaking anymore. Everything that's going on with Duran is all in your heads.
yeah. So
It hurts to talk.
you start moving down this other passage, and it's much like the others, but here the spines aren't as prominent, as it sort of transitions into more of those sort of red oozes that were living around the bases of the spine up on the corridor seem to be thicker and more prominent here, as though they're almost maybe keeping the spines in check as you go from this sort of spine-laced tunnel, and it transitions after about 40, 50 feet into being more this sort of softer, fleshy, undulating mass of sort of oozes that are living in a sort of collective existence off of whatever corruption. And as you go deeper, you do see the water that had become clear is now becoming more murky, more particulate, as though something has stirred up or begun to contaminate the water as you get deeper.
I'll just look over at Kato, and in his mind he's gonna hear, just when I thought it wouldn't get any worse.
If you could not say that, that would be excellent.
Technically, I didn't say anything.
Technically, stop.
Queta is gonna command her unseen servant to try shining the scissors light through the contaminated water, see if it's getting swallowed up by that water or if it's able to shine through.
It does not seem to be magical. It just seems to be obscured. It is becoming murky again as you continue sort of deeper down. What's almost becoming, looking like hauntingly familiar to two of our characters, almost like you're being swallowed down a throat of a beast.
Yeah, had enough of that in my life. No.
Everyone stay close. Queta warns.
As you continue, closing yourselves in a little bit into a tighter group, you can see ahead that this sort of curving passage, you were sort of always able to see sort of the walls in front of you because it was not just a straight shot. It sort of wound its way down. You do see just in front of you sort of a dark opening. You can't tell from this distance whether it is just that it's a long straightaway or whether it opens into another larger chamber.
We just entered into a larger chamber?
You haven't yet. You see basically the tunnel seems to end in front of you. You can't decide if it's that it is just your light has now, you can see straight ahead for the full extent of your light and your dark vision, 90 feet, or whether it has opened up and into a larger chamber that then is beyond 90 feet. Your vision no longer can penetrate to beyond the 90 feet of dark vision in front of you, Duran.
Got it.
It doesn't seem obscured, it just seems that it's petered out.
But well, I mean, I guess that's my question. It's not, is whatever this stuff is, it's like in the water, is that's what clouding the vision, or is there something else going on? Because I don't need light to see.
Yeah, it is not as thick as the murk, or the slurry that y'all were up in that actually reduced your sphere of vision. It's there. You still have your full extent and distance. You see the murk in the water. It is not as thick and obscuring as it was before, but you can still see to the full extent of your 90 vision.
120.
Whatever, 120. Your forever sight underwater.
Got it. And then as we get closer, it's like hitting a wall, right?
No, it's just darkness. You can't, even the 120 feet doesn't see across whatever this opening is in front of you.
But it's not magical darkness.
No, it's just far away. Whatever might reflect some light back is just too far away.
Do we have to?
For Fitz.
For Fitz.
For Fitz. But I don't have to like it.
No.
I don't think anybody likes it.
This is quite terrible, yes.
And to turn back now after going so far?
Biriana would like it, so I'll do it. But you're wrong. Biriana would love this. Biriana would eat this up.
So, do you continue to move forward where this opening is?
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity's sake, if Queta's made aware that there's something unusual about this opening. I don't know if Duran is saying this aloud or telepathizing this.
So I guess I just want to clarify one thing. Is it that we are at this opening, and I just can't see anything around us?
Right. Your dark vision. I mean, to either side of. I mean, so I was trying to see whether or not you were going to go forward. I'm going to say you're at the threshold because you've asked so many questions. You are at the threshold. You can see 120 feet. Basically, you are coming out into a wall. You cannot see in front of you any
Into
opposite
whatever
wall.
that is.
You cannot see a floor below you.
Okay. Oh, so it's just like so we're just entering like a giant cavern, and it's so massive that I can't see anything.
Correct.
Okay, I don't see any problem. Let's go.
There's a lot of problems with this, but I'll still follow you.
For the space ahead of her, Queta is actually going to speak the command word to a rope of climbing and direct it to move forward in front of them its maximum distance. Just as kind of like a test lore, making sure that like they don't suddenly run into something that is going to smack them again.
Okay. Duran, you do feel your medallion pulling you downwards.
We'll convey that. Looks like we're going deeper into this chamber.
Queta adjusts the direction of the rope of climbing accordingly. And it's more, again, it's just more like a fishing lure than to actually like climb down it or pull down.
So, you begin to descend. Are you moving out into the center of this abyss, or staying near the walls, or what?
What's the range of Eldritch Blast?
120 feet.
Is there much?
Unless you're a cool warlock.
Yeah.
I don't have enough feats to be able to do that.
Once we like start descending in this gigantic cavern, like, is there any difference with the walls here? Do we see like things?
Do an investigation.
Plunging.
Do a percept. Actually, you've got a high. And roll me a perception check with advantage because of your high passive perception.
Okay, I would love to. Advantage roll. That's
So,
18.
When you first exit, and because you do not have dark vision, so within the light of these scissors, so while you're still close to the wall, whether you decide to move out from the wall or not, Baldir, as you look down, you see where before it was this sort of undulating, smooth sort of slime, you now see where there are like these vents where they sort of almost like they're breathing and open up and close down. And each time they open up, you see what looks like spores, detritus, whatever it is, which you then quickly realize is what is filling the water around you.
Not too close to the sides, then, and he'll point that out. Probably best we don't take that in.
Otrek will raise a claw and say, I am feeling stressed.
That is a word for it.
Can we take a moment, please, before we go further?
I had a strange thought.
While you're talking, he's going to be reaching into his bandolier and grabbing out a couple of different things.
Shemandala said that... Or not sorry. Genserat said that another primordial had died. What if we're inside of it?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be my cue to cast Aid twice. So yeah, I'm going to cast Aid. I'm going to target everyone in the party. That's going to require 2 casts. That's why I asked for just a couple seconds.
Okay. So yeah, everyone gets it. 5 maximum hit points. Go ahead.
Yep, maximum hit points, not temp hit points, go up by 5. And that is not a concentration spell. It lasts for 8 hours.
Great.
And that eats 2 of my second level spell slots, but
Worth it.
I mean, let's give ourselves just a little more.
So,
I don't guess there's any way to determine
you.
if what we're traveling through is some sort of monstrous creature.
I don't know, maybe someone in your party has medical training and could help you out with that.
Perhaps I could take a look at our surroundings. Quaida, could I borrow that light?
Of course, Queda says, and she has the unseen servant just kind of daintily bring it over to Kato. And
As much
present
as Kato hates this, he's gonna take the light and use this to observe his surroundings. I'll make a medicine check for you.
Yep, you can do so.
21, thanks, I hate it.
On a 21,
Make that a 25. Spark of Genius.
okay?
Thank you. 25, thanks, I still hate it.
On a 25, there is that sinking feeling in your gut that, oh my god, are we inside something? Are we inside a creature? Have we, alive or dead, this creature has somehow consumed us? But then reason starts to overcome that instinctual fear, and you're realizing, for good or bad, it is much like a coral reef. It is the collective of organisms that have created this. And in a weird way, if you consider the entire collective as a single organism, then yes, the spines as teeth, these oozes as a digestive organ, but not of a single creature, and at this size of thousands or tens of thousands of creatures in a synergistic existence, a gestalt.
Well, the good news is we're not in the belly of a primordial dragon corpse. The bad news is we're technically swimming around in the remains of tens of thousands of dead souls, for lack of a better way to put it. But for your general concern, no, we are not swimming down the gullet of a primordial dragon. You are welcome.
Well, I was half right.
So much.
I mean,
debt.
to be fair, coral reefs.
Are we
So
doing
much
this as
debt,
we swim
bringing about
down?
So much life.
Yeah, we're saying that you're sort of descending. There's that weird, sort of weightless feeling as you're going deeper into darkness, and as you sort of, taking Baldir's advice, get out of the sort of light sphere of the wall, and as Duron's being pulled out further away, you just kind of find yourself in this sort of bottomless black abyss.
Who is closest to Kato? There are 2 hands up.
Yeah, as soon as you start moving anywhere, Otrek's going to follow.
I figure that we're having a conversation, so...
There's definitely a closeness there as well.
So yeah, Duron and Otrek sort of flanking you.
Yeah, Kato's tail is going to kind of wrap around Otrek's leg just to kind of keep close, and there's going to be a claw on Duron's shoulder. Kato is just so uncomfortable right now.
That didn't work out so well last time.
I'm going to be looking behind me for Queta's rope of save my ass.
It
I
worked
believe
out
it's-
well for me, for what it's worth.
How I always understand, it's acting sort of as a finger down below you, trying to almost
Yeah.
like a feeler, a sinker, as you said.
Yeah, so it's not like it's there to pull you guys out. It's more
Oh
like
no,
it's there to
I know where it's at. I'm looking back for it, like, Can that be up here? Maybe? Can we? Do we have any rescue here?
Well, it's what, 50 feet? You are well beyond the 50 feet at this point, because Duron can see 120. So you
I'm still worried about it.
Yeah, you're welcome to do whatever you want with the rope, but I'm just saying, as you do get deeper, even though you can't see the action of the walls, that particulate in the air becomes thicker and thicker, soupier and soupier. Every once in a while, sort of a conglomerated chunk floating by you as you go down 100 feet, 200 feet. Duron, you begin to see a light, a source of light below you. Just incredibly dim.
I think at this point, Duron would swim up towards where Queta is, and just keep pace with her.
Okay.
Look back over his shoulder and just kind of like give Cato a little wink and say, "Almost there."
All right.
Are the eels following us down?
As you are watching behind you, at the back of your vision, sort of every once in a while appearing in and out, you see that weird, like when you see a predator's eyes reflected in a flashlight, you just see these little green glows, and they are surrounding you on every side as you get deeper. Basically a full 360 degree, 180 degree dome above you. You just see them sort of dart into and out of the light, your eyes always sort of catching them, testing, it seems.
Fair enough. I will not broadcast that. They can look forward, and we'll cross that bridge and whatnot.
Okay.
What happens if the shard is too big for us to lift?
Then we hold it and we teleport anyways. And also, it will not be too big to lift.
We have to figure out something. Otherwise, what did we come down here for?
How far away are we from this?
So you swam up a little bit. I'd say if you're still descending at your sort of creeping pace, you're back into the vision of this, and as you sort of go from it being that light being 120 feet away, it's almost surprising to you as you descend just a little bit deeper. You start to see walls on every side. It's sort of like your sphere vision suddenly intercepts this sort of conical, almost a parabola type shape.
Like a crater almost then, right?
Coming down almost like a nose of a plane. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that a toroid? No, that's not a toroid. But anyway, so suddenly what had been like this wide open abyss is suddenly feels cramped and claustrophobic, and Duron, along those walls, those sort of mouths that have been spitting out this, you can see here they're sort of reaching up and out and taking things in. A different organism that lives at this depth.
How far away are we from the thing now?
About 80 feet.
Okay. Great. I'm going to tell everybody to stop.
All right, I am prepared to collaborate.
And this may go badly, and I am sorry for that if it does. and I am going to cast my Bigby's hand
Ooh.
and pick up the shard from 120 feet away.
So you see a light. You are being drawn in that direction, but you aren't sure. You want to pick up the light?
I'm is it pulling me in the direction of the light?
Yes, absolutely. And there's not much else way to go here.
Right. So I was I want to pick up whatever that light is.
Okay. You send your glowing hand downward, and the rest of you.
It just appears next to it.
Okay.
It's 120. Yeah, 120 feet range.
The rest of you are, because of the shortness of your vision in this space, have not seen any change to the environment around you. You are just hovering in darkness, and you see the casters would recognize Duron as casting a spell. Your mental control, you feel Bigby's hand come in contact with something. You have enough that, but you don't know exactly what. And as you start to pull, I need to have a Bigby's hand strength check.
Oh. Okay, that is +8. Is it proficient in... It's just a strength, never mind. Just a strength check. I'm gonna throw a D4 on top of that. Oh, hey, what do you know? So that is a 25.
A 25. You feel the strain on your mind as you will Bigby's hand to pull it. And you hear there's almost that as it has grabbed something. And as you look down, that entire area, you see these huge fanged jaws slam shut, closing its mouth, Bigby's hand inside. Basically a maw that has closed over whatever it is you've picked up. You're familiar with deep water anglerfish type things.
Yeah. Nice. Still thinking that's where the thing is. Can I keep pulling it up?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Do me another strength check with Bigby's hand.
Sure. Why not?
None of us can see what's happening.
None of you can see
That's
what's
even
happening.
better. I'll add another D4 on top of it because I can. Oh, that's amazing. 29.
On a 29, down below you, you see sort of this bulge in the jaws, as though it is not fully made of a skeletal thing, that it is just soft tissue, and it rips out through and begins to come towards you. Roll me a perception check.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not good at these. What is my yeah, it's +0. That's what I thought. Okay. Gonna do my No, I've got 2 more, so I'm gonna do 1 more. That's another 4. That's 17. That's real good for me.
I will remind everyone that this is how we got in trouble the first time with him doing perception checks.
The last time I rolled like an 8.
I have 120 dark vision and +8 perception. So.
Okay, so you've been looking upward though at the eels.
Yeah, true.
You come to a stop though. Would you like to take your eyes off the eels and glance down?
Glance maybe, sure, but not for a long time.
So roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay, cool.
As I'm pulling it up, I'm going to tell everybody.
16. So, ace is out of
Something's coming. Please grab the shard.
As you both look down, you can't make out, but there is a swirling mass of movement following Bigby's hand after the light.
Okay.
How fast is that thing moving? I want to. So, and actually, with that, I rolled really well. So I want to ask: can I launch this thing up fast enough to where it has momentum and I can drop Bigby's hand, or do I have to keep pulling it?
I will let you launch it, but you're going to have to roll me a dexterity check.
Don't do
Because
it, bruh.
with Bigby's
No,
hand...
we're not.
okay.
I'm not doing that. That's way too
you know,
risky.
Bigby's hand throwing it and what direction it throws it in, or doesn't overthrow it.
Yeah, I don't even know if Bigby's hands has dexterity, so we're just gonna.
Okay, so what's Bigby's hand's movement speed?
I think it's 60.
60? I think you're
Let me
right.
double check.
Yeah, I think you're right.
What you got, Queta?
If Duran and Haran are saying that something is coming, Queta will swim a little bit
Yeah, 60.
forward and prepare to cast a spell if she sees anything trying to chase after the hand.
It's 60 feet, and it's a bonus action, so can I also launch 3 Eldritch Blasts at it to knock it backwards, whatever's chasing my hand?
I'll allow it, but if we're going to do that, I need everybody to roll initiative.
Sweet.
I knew it.
Let me clear this.
Yeah. All right. So how do I roll initiative so that I don't bork everything?
So click on your character,
Yeah.
and then roll initiative, and it should show up in the turn order.
Oh, this is just par for the course, y'all! This is why I roll in person.
Cool, guys. Maybe this is a creature and I can put any of my animal skills to use.
Well, I don't
Why
like
is
that I
my
went
initiative
first.
always absolute garbage?
I'm sorry, I rolled a 3 and a 5 in the last 2 combats.
I think I rolled the same thing. We're both cursed.
I don't like that whatever's chasing after your hand is moving first.
I don't. Yeah. No. This is not
Things.
I don't like that it's called things.
Because I don't want to tell you what it is.
I don't like that
Do I
either.
get to,
I don't like that either.
I'm pulling it up. Do I get to blast it while I'm before this starts?
So yeah, we're saying because you're initiating this, so we're basically going to say this
Sweet.
starts at the bottom of initiative on your.
That tracks since I'm
Yeah.
blast. All right.
Surprise roll.
17. 26. And 21.
One hits.
Okay.
Those numbers are not promising. Thanks, I hate it.
Where's my D10? There it is. That's 6 points of damage. It gets blasted back 10 feet. So I don't know if it's keeping pace.
So you see as something hits, and there's like an indent into this on your perception check that seemed like this sort of large thing, and then as one part of it just sort of like gets hit, it like basically just reforms into this mass that is flowing towards you as it is its turn. It does not move quite as fast as Bigby's sphere, but as it gets closer and moves into the light, you can see it is a writhing swarm of creatures that is flowing up out of the jaws from down below.
So, just so that I understand where we are, I was 120 feet away. Bigby's hand has moved 60 feet.
Yep.
I hit it. So I can move it another 60 feet, and it'll be level with me. Whatever it is that I'm carrying.
In your next, in next turn, but
Yeah.
at this point, yeah. And so,
Yeah.
the rest of you, and then Halram behind you, you see all of these eels, which basically are only about 30 feet above the light behind you. So the things moved. They dashed to get where they went. They're about 10 feet behind Bigby's hand, which puts them at about 70 feet away. Baldir. In this darkness, you probably still don't see anything because the light spell only gives dim light out to 30 feet, correct? It's like 15 and 30. We'll say that it is, so we don't have to go looking up rules and stuff. So, Baldur, you, other than hearing that there is something coming.
All right. Well,
Well, you heard it, and then you also saw me like shoot.
So
blast
yes, I will
down.
actually say Eldritch Blast does give off some light. So you were able to see these sort of points of light shoot through the darkness and sort of light up. Two just seemed to like just pass into darkness. One seemed to sort of explode on an impact about 120 feet down.
I might hold my turn a little bit,
Okay.
just to
Until something
get a
comes
better
into view?
idea of what's coming, and I can actually see what this is instead of swinging for the fences and potentially wasting something
Okay.
major here. So,
So you're holding a spell?
yeah, I'm gonna hold a spell.
Okay. Kato.
Who is near me?
Y'all are pretty much all clumped together within 15 feet of each other around this sphere of light and scissors. I'd say in a 20-foot sort of spread of array with Duron a little bit, probably about 5 feet below you.
Otrek, you can move freely in this water, correct? For the most part.
30 feet, yeah.
You know that O-Trek has a 30-foot swim speed. I'm as comfortable on land as I am in water, and I can hold my breath for a long time, even without the spell.
Excellent. Duron, what about you?
I have 40 feet of swim speed and can breathe underwater.
Okay. I know that Halran has Barracuda, and Barracuda has superior swim speed and movement. Baldir, what about you? You have gloves of swim?
Yeah, and I'm 30 normally, so.
Queta, what about you?
I've got
You are the
lovely
15
12
like
and a
me.
half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, very lovely. Yeah, so I'm actually worse.
Yeah, 12 and a half and 15 are you and Queta.
Kato is going to reach out and put a hand on your shoulder. I'm going to cast I'm going to cast Freedom of Movement on
Sweet.
Queta. So now you are completely unaffected by underwater, no penalties, no target movement issues.
Yep.
You are set.
Can't be restrained or grappled. It's
Yep.
great.
Correct.
Oh, lovely.
That's great.
And I will,
Very good.
as a bonus action, I will cast Mass Healing Word. Since everybody's kind of still around me, I know there's some people that still need to be healed
can't.
up. I cannot.
You cast a
It's a-
spell.
Yeah, you can't do 2 spells in one turn.
Oh, yeah.
Fair. Okay. JK, LOL. I guess I thought that the word was different. Okay. Dope,
It's a
never mind,
bonus,
JK.
but you can only do a cantrip and a spell. Yeah.
Okay,
It's bullshit.
that is fair.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
it
you're
is what
fine,
it
Will.
is.
You're right about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No worries at all. All done.
Okay, Queta, you feel this suddenly freedom of movement where you've been struggling this whole time. However, remind me, do you have dark vision? You do. Dwarves have dark vision.
Bars have dark vision, so yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
I can see 60 feet.
So 60 feet. So you see Big B's hand. You do not see what's chasing.
All right. Queta looks back to Kato and says, "Thank you. I think this will help in what I'm about to try next." She kind of pumps herself up a little bit and swims ahead of Duran about as far as she can go. So maybe like 20 feet ahead. At 20 feet forward, would she be able to see?
You would then
any
be
of
able
the
to see
stuff?
this writhing mass because it was just 10 feet beyond. So you are now a good 15 feet away from the party, though. Down below.
Okay. Okay. A good 15 feet away, as in they are
No,
within
you are 15 feet
or-
away from the party. You have just come into vision of this swarming mass of creatures that is. You just seen like the front edge of this, almost like a school of fish, like you see on National Geographic, these schools of of shoaling fish. It is like that. It is just this tumbling, swirling mass of glowing eyes and teeth coming towards you.
Okay. So
A bait
quick
ball.
question.
Yes.
A bait
The
ball.
question is it the party that's the bait ball, or anyway?
Quick question. When you say 15 feet, are you saying the party is within 15 feet of me, or
They are.
they are
The party is 15 feet above you. The creatures are 45 feet below you.
Okay. Quaid is actually going to go just her. I think I said 20 feet.
No,
so
I'm
she's
sorry.
gonna-
Yes, I did that wrong. So yes, you are correct. You are. The party is 20 feet behind you. You see just beyond Bigby's hand below you.
Okay. So she is going to ready the spell Thunder Wave, for if once the creatures approach, but crossing her fingers after Bigby's hand has brought the shard into our possession. So she is currently readying Thunder Wave.
Okay. So yeah, I'm sorry, I just had to lay it out here. So you have the party. 5 feet down is Duron. 20 feet down is
Kata.
Queta. 65 feet down from the party is the hand. 75 feet down is the bait ball.
Okay, so just so she doesn't clip Duron with her Thunder Wave.
Duron's
I think
behind
she's
you.
gonna-
Oh yeah, I'm 5 feet behind you.
Yeah, she. Well, I'm 20 feet down.
Yeah,
from
you're
the party and
Duron is 15
Yeah, but I'm
feet
only
behind you.
5. Yeah, I'm only 5 feet down.
Yeah.
Duron is
But-
15 feet behind you.
Yeah, Thunder Wave is a 15-foot cube, so I think that would still clip him.
But you
So
can put it in
I'm-
front of you.
No, it originates from me. Thunder
Yeah, so
Wave,
no,
not
no,
Shadow.
it originates a side of the cube originates at you,
Yeah.
so you can shoot it 15 feet down.
Yeah.
One of the biggest confusions with Thunder Wave
Yep.
is that exact ruling.
Yep.
It just has to be adjacent to you.
What kind of horseshit? Okay.
Okay.
In that case, yeah. But yeah, I'll have Thunder Wave prepared.
Cool. Halren, you actually are 5 feet above the party, holding off
Sure.
eels, or however far you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, that all sounds good. Couple questions. So I have 120 dark vision, so I can see the whole.
You
know,
see all of it.
hand. Yeah. How are the eels reacting to the bait ball?
Do me a perception check.
Jeez.
On a
10.
10, you sort of your attention drawn to this that's coming up below you, and so as you glance back over your shoulder, sort of get an eye on the eels to make sure they're not encroaching on you. There's no eels behind you anymore.
Good, then I'll hold tidal wave. But now looking at the bait ball in the same way that Queta is thinking about it.
You don't know where they've gone.
Well, you know, we'll deal with the oncoming fish and then we'll worry about the unagi.
Okay. Otrek.
All right. We are going to swim down, and I hate to do it, and I hate to put myself here, but you're going to feel a very firm pressing hand between your shoulder blades, Queta, and a racing electrical current is going to course from a gauntlet that, you know what it is going to course from a gauntlet into your body, and it's going to supercharge you. Enjoy haste. Make it happen.
I said I will absolutely enjoy haste while I was muted.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay. Next up, Duron.
Okay, Duron's going to, as a bonus action, pull the the object up to where he is. Basically, it's
Yep,
60 feet up.
Yep, it's right.
What
there
am I
with you.
looking at?
You are, in a quick glance, it is this ethereal looking chunk. You would think almost like sea glass, but it has this very ethereal look to it. The edges of it, though, where the center is clear, the edges seem to have like these creeping veins inside of it. And I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Why intelligence?
Flash of genius. I tell him to avert his eyes.
Sweet.
And-
more on that.
Natural 20!
No.
Okay.
That brings me to a 19 plus whatever Flash of Genius gives me.
4, right? So that would be on a 23.
Oh!
You, as you look at it, you swing your eyes away. Almost right as you look at it, you get a quick glance at it, and you do take...
And before I drop concentration on Bigby's hand,
No.
So you
Not
do
loud.
take 6 points of psychic damage as you look into...
oh, okay,
As you look into this.
I'm fine. 15 plus things for my
The very unsettling thing is, though, the remaining spines that still protrude from your eye, you feel them sort of writhe and move. No damage, but they are moving under your skin.
Okay. Okay, that was my bonus action.
You still have your movement left, and you can interact with an object.
Yeah. You're baiting me to pick it up. Which is what I was going to do before that writhing thing. Fuck it. Is it light enough for me to carry?
As you reach out, I mean, do you reach out and grab it? That's the only way you know.
Yeah.
You reach out and grab it, and yes, you are. I mean, it doesn't
Sweet.
seem to weight you down.
Bigsby's hands drops, and I am going to. Everybody around me is going to hear that emanations of that same music that I play on my violin, and this kind of like swirl of frost forms in front of me, and I need whatever is chasing us to make an intelligence saving throw.
Nice.
I am casting mental prison on it.
Woo, baby. Fun stuff.
Man.
Ick. Oh my god. Okay, really?
Yeah.
Intelligence?
Intelligence saving throw. It automatically takes 5d10 points of damage.
Oh, it fails.
Oh, great. That's somebody help me out. That's 9 plus 9 plus 5.
18 plus
Plus
5 is
9
23.
plus 6.
That's 38.
38.
So that's 38. All right, it fails. In its mind, it sees this it is like surrounded and encompassed by jagged, razor sharp crystals of ice. It forms its entire everywhere around it, and that appears in its head. And that is the end of my turn as I swim over to Kato and grab hold of him.
That's a good turn.
Yeah.
That is a good
Okay.
turn.
Yeah, no, as you look down, you see what had been like this swirling mass suddenly, as though it had just slammed into this wall of crystals, this barrier, this sphere, like spread out, like sort of dissipate out in 100 directions, as the swarm sort of breaks apart, and you just see movement. It is hard to discern individual creatures, but there is like just this uncoalesced movement sort of swirling at your periphery. does not seem to advance on the party. But it does not, again, it is sort of in this spinning confusion, not able to cohese itself.
With the last bit of my turn, Kato, everyone, time to go! And everyone who is underwater can hear me speak.
Okay. That was the things basically dissipated for the time being. Baldir.
I mean, let's just book it, man. I'll start swimming, but with the gloves of swimming, I guess I will kind of just go half my speed and just keep an eye on this thing to see if it does happen to reform itself and start bursting through, and I'll just keep a spell prepared in case I can kind of see it breaking through its mental prison.
Yeah, you all would just see, like, it just stops. It's all that ice only appears in its mind.
Yeah.
If it has one.
Yeah. Lots of them, actually. Kato, what's your casting time on your Sanctuary Hua?
It is 1 action instantaneous.
Cool. I assume you're holding that. Is it who you can see or who's touching you? What is the...
Oh, yeah.
It is a range of 5 feet, so I need to make sure that everybody
everyone
is
needs to get
kind
in
of up
there.
against me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I know that Duran is like latched to Kato, and I
would just go to wherever I think the central point is. I'm not stupid, but he's not that smart. Yeah, sure. I'm right next to you.
You're not bogarting the Kato?
I'm not as smart as I am.
Yeah.
Duran is not as smart as I am.
So is everybody kind of within the close range of me?
Let's just double check. We'll say you're holding that while we see everyone. Make sure they're doing, whether they're following directions.
I see a shaking head, so I'm gonna hold this until we get everyone here.
Yeah.
Yep. I am, as far as I understand, I'm about 20 feet away.
Yep.
Right up against Queta.
Yep.
Well, everybody can dash on their turn, so
But is it my
nobody's
turn?
I was gonna say-
dash
My
range.
turn.
Yeah. So Queta, what are you doing?
First, Queta's gonna just make a quick scan around to see if there's like she can see anything, like the eels, the anything.
No, right now, no.
In that case, Queta grabs Otrek and helps him swim.
Cool. I was
You
gonna say
are
both of y'all
faster
have
than me right now.
both of y'all have 30 feet at this point, so y'all start swimming together. It sounds like.
Queta's way faster. They've got bonus dash.
Yeah,
for free
I can
because
dash if you
haste.
want.
Please get us back there. As
So-
quick
Yeah,
as
that's
possible.
that's 100 feet movement speed.
Yep. Just checking with Halran. Halran, you pulling in the bug
Yeah,
out.
I think I was within 5 feet the whole time.
Oh,
but
that's
yeah,
true.
if
You were just
not,
5 feet
then
above, so that's
yep,
fine.
Yep.
Just making sure no one wants
Yeah,
any
no, good
last
checking,
little
but-
actions here. Come on, y'all don't want to face off against swarms
No.
of things as they start to
I want to
recoalesce.
watch it. I want to
I
watch
still
it
have
kill
tidal
itself.
wave ready, you know.
So, I'm gonna turn it over to you, Kato. Describe to me the spell that you were about to cast and calling upon this magic within you.
This magic swirls around him in multicolors, all the colors of the stone chalice, and streams of light start to swirl around the group in that particular radius, as everyone that was within and near Kato is encapsulated within the light, as it starts to spin faster and faster before eventually the group is instantaneously teleported to what Kato has set as his word of recall point, which is his particular own stone chalice, which he hasn't really spoken to anybody about, but he does have one, and it is within his room. So, assuming nothing
Nice.
happens, we're going to be teleported, fingers crossed, into Kato's room.
Okay. So as that ball of light begins to swirl around you, and you all feel this pool, this feeling of peace and knowledge, and almost like being in a grand library sort of fills your mind. There is a flash, and your eyes can't help but be drawn downward, because behind that swarm, you see coming up these jaws, these two eyes that as the flash bulb goes off, you see those green predatory eyes, these large fangs opening up as it was coming up to grab you, and right as they're starting to come around you,
That's that
They
good
take
stuff.
44 points of psychic damage.
You find yourself looking at each other, standing in Kato's room.
As we get there, I'm gonna Duron's probably just gonna collapse down onto his knees and hold himself up by his hands, and then very hastily take his cloak, rip it off and throw it over this thing, and then vomit on the ground. Don't look at it.
And with that, we will end our session and our season. And see you all back in January.
My God.
Oh my god.
Hope you all had fun. And we were able to make it a interesting finale for players and viewers alike. As we are right at our ending time, we'll go around quickly. We'll take a second or two with this one. Is introduce who you are and any thoughts on the season. Anything you might be looking for, what you're looking forward to coming up. I don't know. Make it interesting for since we got 2 months off before people see us again. We will start off with Soul.
Hey everyone, I'm Soul. I play Otrek, our lizard folk artificer. What I'm most looking forward to for next season is facing off with that primordial dragon that hates everything that I am about. And I just want to rub it in its eternal face that a mortal creature and his mortal allies did something that it never could.
Nice. Ace.
Oh hi, I'm Ace of Sween. You can find me on the Twitters and the stuff. You guys have seen Puppy Man. Yeah, he's also there at flynn.says.rar on Instagram. What I'm most looking forward to, holy crap, what a roller coaster this session and this whole season has been for Duron. Most looking forward to Duron's, inner demon battle that he has. And this conversation that apparently he's going to be having with Otrek.
Cool. Next up, Grant.
All right, yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching. And, at the end of the season here, just wanted to say thanks to everyone that, I've been playing with the whole time. It's been great. So, yeah, looking forward to just coming back to the game in general. And then definitely the decision that I guess Halron's going to have to make about what to do once hopefully we get to really use the Sky Shard. And you can find me on Twitter and whatnot. I'll post my username in the Twitch chat. So
Cool. Meta.
Hi, yeah. I'm Metazoa. I'm on Twitter, on Twitch, and a couple of other places. Instagram as Metazoa54321. You can find that. I'm just gonna put a message saying that I played as Queta because it's true. I would not lie to you like that. Before I talk about what I am looking forward to, I just want to shout out that Soul released a TTRPG of his own.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so kind.
Yeah, you can find that on his Coffee page. You can find that on his Twitter. You can find all that information, on his pages. And he will know more about it than I do, honestly, for obvious reasons. As to what I am looking forward to in the next season, I still got this belt kicking around in Queta's pocket.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, a little behind the scenes thinking. Darkness and Shadowblade were not just picked because they're cool spells. They are very much in line with everything I wanted to try with that belt and everything that kind of makes sense with where the mental and where the affectation of Queta's character is. And so seeing seeing where that goes and how that adjusts my spell list decisions, how that adjusts the character in general is going to be a whole lot of fun.
Cool. Bird.
Hey, I am Bird versus Plane. A couple things I'm looking forward to next season is one, feeling better and healthier when we play. 'Cause
True.
Bye,
You are
dude.
a trooper.
Poor sick
I
Bird.
apologize. I've been a little blah today, but no, sincerely, I'm looking forward to. We've come a long way in, God, the 9
sessions
we've had, and just in terms of like who I kind of thought everyone was going to be, and who their characters have developed into and become relationship-wise and destiny-wise and everything. And I just think that's super fascinating. So I'm ready to see that unpack and unfold a little bit more, and maybe as we come to the real conclusion, seeing some more kind of large swings and where they go. So yeah, that's I'm Bird versus Plane everywhere. So if you want to find me, that's how you do it.
Cool. And last but not least, Kuma.
Let me unmute. Hi, hello, yes, I am Kuma the Bronze. You can find me everywhere at Kuma the Bronze, and I do a little bit of streaming here and there, but I know everybody's talking about what they're most excited about. I have actually really enjoyed playing Kato as a very passive character, and it was really nice to just be able to do my first offensive spell.
That was great.
9 sessions into the game, that was pretty cool. Kato is very much a pacifist and wouldn't really be moved to do anything offensive, especially with his magic, which is from a source of knowledge and a yearning to learn more to do damage. I'm excited to see kind of where that takes him and where that takes him with the group here. I know that he is a coward and doesn't really have the best standing with a lot of the characters here, but it's really been awesome to see where that goes. So I'm honestly really excited for interpersonal relationships.
Oh yeah.
And to see what exactly this Sky Shard can do. And thank you everybody that has played, and thank you to Tall Squall, who has done an amazing job of running this game so far. So thank you.
Well, I'm just looking forward to playing more with y'all, and so we can tell some more story, because y'all think it's been crazy so far. There's a whole lot more to come. So, yeah, it's this is just when it starts to get interesting. So sorry for the slow unroll. Originally, this whole thing was going to take place in the course of these 9 sessions, but we ended up getting a second season, and there's lots more to come. Thank you all so much for all of your passion that you put into this. I look forward to all of those things that you talked about, and again, being surrounded by a great group of storytellers. So until next season, gather your friends together and tell a story, because that's what it's all about. Good night, everyone. See ya.